that all these information and opinion shared here are applicable at this time of the presentations. The market conditions and policies do fluctuate. So real estate investment is a major financial commitment, and therefore every investor and home buyer and purchaser shall undertake his respective financial prudent evaluations before making any commitment. But of course, with the help of ERA robo-advisor and ERA trusted advisors and all these ERA salesperson, we'll be able to value add you by providing you with the added value service to make the right decisions. So with that, I shall share with you. So it's so vital for us to understand about the locations that we want to anchor our hard-earned money and our savings. So obviously we want to choose the best locations. And obviously we do not want to anchor ourselves in the locations of no growth. So tonight I will be sharing with you very much on locations that will bring forth growth and capital gain. Okay. The location analysis that I'll be doing tonight is on the rest of the core region and District 3. Okay, for the interest of the amateur investor here, by now possibly most of us know what are all the regions in Singapore. According to the URA, there is altogether 3 regions: the core central region, the rest of the core region, and outside core regions. Now these are the 3 regions that define the Singapore locations. So it consists of all the areas, the Rscr consists of all the areas that are sitting inside the core regions that is not classified under core central region. So it is also a central region, it's just that it's not the core, but it's the rest of the core region. So Rscr is shaded here in that gray color and is in the southern part of Singapore. So inside the different region in Singapore, there are various districts. Of course, in Singapore, you know there's District 1 all the way to District 28. So the distribution of the district is into that 3 regions. Some of them may intersect. So for example, District 21 can be part of it that is OCR, and part of it that is Rscr. And for District 20, similarly, there is inside that rest of the core region, and part of it is outside that core region. So I'm going to zero in into that rest of the core region that house District 3, because that's where Landmark Condos is situated. So there you go. District 3 has a very good track record in terms of its capital gain. All right, so what happens over the last 7 years to me is quite important, because the last 7 years, since 2013, it is a time of the real test. Because in 2013, the government introduced quite a lot of stringent cooling measures. And all these cooling measures does has its effect on property prices. So it's pertinent for us to study the locations based on the fact that after that cooling measure, which is 7 years ago, what is that potential in that location? So I did an analysis using the ERA apps, known as the iERA. Every ERA salesperson and teammates are able to access and plot charts like this using that market trend analytics that is presented in iERA. So from there, I added in a few that is District 3 and rest of the core region. Well, it came to my understanding that the growth of District 3 in the last 7 years is 23.83%. And that is the rise in capital gain from 1,761 per square foot to 2,151 per square foot. And this is all the non-landed residential per square foot price. And for Rscr, that in January 2013 is 1,005, and right now, September 2020, it rise by 8% to 1,640. So it is quite important information here because we understand that District 3 has actually grown quite fairly, okay, over the last 7 years despite the stringent cooling measure, which means it is a very strong growth district. Then we look into District 3 again, all right, by looking at the horizon and go back to the past 20 years. Okay, if I were to stretch over the last 20 years, and among all the Rscr in Singapore, District 3 is in that top 7 price growth. Okay, so over the last 20 years, it is like top 7. Okay, among all the Rscr district, so it's somewhere in the middle. But if you narrow it to the last 10 years, District 3 has, moved up to the top 4 position. So from top 7 to top 4 is like, wow, it's like climbing to a higher growth district in the last 10 years. And guess what? Over the last 5 years, District 3 has the highest price growth in the last 5 years after the 2013 cooling measure among all the Rscr district. So the key point is this. District 3 is a growth district, and it has been growing from the last 20 years to the last 10 years to the last 5 years, all the way from the top 7 position to top 4, and now is the top growing divisions. Something must be happening in this district, isn't it? Otherwise, these results will not be happening. Well, what about renter? Besides capital gain, District 3 rental yield outperformed Rscr and island-wide yield. So this is taken from the URA website that we have drawn out the District 3 rental yield compared to the rest of the core central region and the island-wide. So District 3 is on the upper hand, okay, in terms of rental yield as compared to the rest of the island-wide district and region. So some of the top rental yield condos are as follows. So if you are seriously looking for rental yields that is like above 3%, River Place, Dorman 21, Echelon, Alex Residences, Principal Gardens, Ascender Skies, Commonwealth Towers, Queen's Peak, and Metropolitan's Condominium. And ladies and gentlemen, these are the top 10 rental yields condo. All right. So as you can see, whether you are a new condo that is TOP in 2018 or older condos that is TOP in 1999, that rental yield is very strong. So if you are considering resale property, right, these are all the properties that you can look at that can fulfill your investment objective of rental yield. Okay, you are anchoring yourself in a location with huge capital gain, and at the same time, besides drawing out your, besides liquidating and taking out your paper gain, you can actually sit on it, continue to grow your assets with all these property. Okay, then now, what are the current new launches in Rscr and the selling price? So if you are not looking at the resale condos that I've just shared with you, the top 10 rental yield resale condos, maybe you can look at some of the recent new launches in Rscr and also District 3. Okay, ready to go? Good. First one, Rscr new homes that is situated in District 5, District 8 and District 13. They are about the same price. So I grouped them up together for these 3 districts, and they are averaging per square foot launch price over the last 1 year. Okay, 1 year. That is September 2019 to September 2020. The high price and the average price is within this period, and that is 1,849 per square foot for all these districts, 5, 8, and 13. Okay, and these are the condominiums name. Sounds familiar? If you have been shopping around for new condos, all right, these are all very familiar condos. Next, if we look at the rest of the core central region, we have District 14 also. And District 14 averaging prices is 1,729. So these are the projects, Antares and Park Esta. And also in the last 12 months, averaging 1,007 plus. And the next district that is in Rscr in District 21. Okay, District 21, there are more launches ranging from freehold and leasehold property, averaging launch price about 1,827 over the last 1 year. And next in Rscr, we have the part of the District 2 and District 3 near CBD. So District 2, part of it is CCR and part of it is Rscr. So these are the projects that is in District, part of the District 2 that is in Rscr and District 3 that is in Rscr. And they are all near CBD. So there you are, there are District 3 property, like for example, Sterling Residences is not here. You probably question me, hey, how come Sterling Residences is not here? Oh, because it is not near CBD. So these are all that is near CBD. Okay, its averaging price is 2,463. That is near CBD Rscr homes. Okay, so now you got a bit of idea what is the new launch price. I would like to show you a table that gives you the summary of the overall Rscr average pricing. And that is 2071 PSF. For all the new launches in Singapore, currently is still in the market, still selling, and it's 2071 average price of Rscr. Got it? So what about District 3 average price, which includes those that is not near CBD like Sterling Residences, is 2303. So overall is 2071 Rscr. District 3 is 2303. Okay, near CBD 2463. Got it? So it's 2000, 2003, and 2004 plus. Okay, so now we know what is the price analysis of all the new homes. And should you be looking for new home in District 3, all right, this is what we are talking about tonight. So let's talk about the landmark, which sits in Rscr and District 3. The 5 investment insights are as follow. First, we look at the price and the land analysis. Okay, so I will talk about pricing. So I just share with you the whole list of pricing for average district, Rscr, District 3 and part of District 2 and District 3 that's near CBD. So I'll go more in-depth study with you shortly. So that's number 1 point. Number 2, I will talk about that growth catalyst in this location. Okay. Number 3, what about the effects of HDB millionaires in this location? And number 4, the SGH expansion effects. And number 5, the MRT effects. Okay, so let me begin with the first insights. Every real estate investment purchase that all of us have bought, right? Any savvy investors who have bought any real estate investments know jolly well that the entry price is so important, because it will determine profit from the start. So if you anchor at a wrong entry price, of course, you may still have a profit, but your profit is not as huge as those who anchor at the right pricing. So right pricing is extremely important. So let's talk about landmark, price analysis of landmark. So before landmark is launched in the market, it has to go through a process, right? Either en bloc sales or government land sale. The land has to be purchased by the developer, from the government or from the owners of the previous condo that have gone collective sales. So in this case, Landmark Tower was sold en bloc in the year 2018, May 2018 to be exact, at a price of 286 million. And at this price, with the land size, the land cost is priced at 1,406 per square foot per plot ratio. So having this land price don't mean anything to any investor here. Now, to a more savvy investors, if I know about the land price, I can find out what is that break-even price of the developer who has bought this property, because ultimately the developer need to sell their property, right? So if they were to price their property above that break-even price, that means they make a profit. So that is called margin. So actually the developer will try not to sell at break-even price. Because if they were to sell at break-even price, they're not making profit, then what's the point of being a developer? So you will not even buy developer shares. Am I right? So you want the developer shares to go up, the developer have to earn profit. So in this case, most of the condominium is priced well above the break-even price. Then there is a handsome profit made by the developer. Of course, over time, the consumer or the buyers of that condominium or the new launches, even the developer make the first round of the profit. The second round of profit can still be made by the purchaser of that new home, which eventually after TOP and after some years they sell away the property, there is still a profit. But that is the business of the investor. It's not the business of the developer. So the developer is at the point of launching. So at the point of launching, as I have said, it is so important for us to buy at the right price. So it's about, if you are buying new home, you should be buying at launch, because at launch, you are able to pick good deals with opportunity that is presented to you during the launch day. Okay, so right now, let's talk about that break-even price, okay? You know, there's a website called the Square Foot, and all public here can access. Okay, you go to Square Foot, and then you look out for that break-even prices, and 𝕃𝔸ℕ𝔻𝔻℄, which owns Square Foot, is able to present to you all the land sales. Over here is like sold in 22nd May 2018. So all this record is presented in 𝕃𝔸ℕ𝔻𝔻℄. Well, if you need to pay some subscription to get into this website, why not? Right? It's only a small subscription to 𝕃𝔸ℕ𝔻𝔻℄, and you are able to know so important information. Otherwise, you can always get in touch with our ERA agents. All of us, most of us have already, all these subscriptions are able to present to you what is the break-even price. So over here, the estimated break-even price. So I call it estimated break-even price because, put it this way, the actual cost of developing the property, or the calculation here are all estimated. So don't read this like a Bible. This is not the actual break-even price, but it's like estimated to be around 1993 PSF. So if I'm investors, you don't have to exact, you know that that level is around $2,000 PSF for developer to break even. So if developer is selling below this price, that means they lost money, They will lose money to sell that condo to you. And do you think they will sell all their condo at below this price? Possibly not, because that is like a losing business. Possibly in order to attract more buyers, they want to sell it below this cost and at cost to attract the attention of investor. So if you're able to catch that is close to that break-even price, isn't that a bonus? Because eventually it's about the dollar cost average that the developer used to price that development. So some of the new launches is priced close to the break-even price, but some of them is not. And in fact, most of them are not. Most of them are priced at a margin that is good enough for the developer to make a handsome profit to reward the shareholders. So there you are. If the break-even is 1993, ask yourself, will Landmark be priced close to this break-even price? Well, to be very frank, we as marketing agents of the developer, we have not have a conclusive launch price yet. But if I were to take a look at the development sizes, the unit type, that is 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 2 bedroom deluxe, and the 3 bedroom, we can create a table like this to show the pricing grid to you. Right? If it's launched at 1950, what would be all these room type prices in terms of quantum? launched at 2000, 2050, 2001, all the way to 2008. Okay, these are the benchmark that you can take reference. All right, seriously, if you are the marketing agents, or if you are our co-broke agents, or if you are our potential customer, you can take a look at this table here. The Rscr average price is 2071. The District 3 average is 2003. The District 2, part of District 2 and District 3 near CPD average is 2463. So if that unit on the first day of launch is priced at 1950, my goodness, and you are the one that is in that queue to buy this unit at 1950, you know that you are actually buying below cost? Do you know that you are buying below the Rscr average price, the D3 average price, the D2 and the D3 average price that is near to CPD? So that is a good deal. That's what I meant by first mover advantage for right price, right pricing units. Of course, eventually when the price go up, all right, you have to decide whether that is that right pricing for you. So new launch buyer, those who are savvy, usually want to catch the first mover advantage. And some of them even catch it and make a good profit. And from track record, we have seen this over and over again, happens again and again, that even the poorest facing unit, the lowest floor unit, experience the highest growth because they are the first few units that is launched at the lowest possible price. You got that tips? I hope that is very useful for you. So now let's take a look at the location itself that is in District 3. I want to tell you this about supply and demand. Won't you agree that when supply is low, there's a chance that the price is very much supported because there's not much supply here. So if anybody wants to buy a project here, they have to buy from the resale if there's no new development. Well, if there's a new development here, then there's only that new development that will be available. So I just want to let you know that there's no more upcoming launches at District 3 near CPD. Take a look at that. Former Landmark Tower at Chin Swee Road, which is this project that we're talking about, 173 Chin Swee Road. All right, it is in District 3, rest of the core central region. What about the other district that is launching in Rscr? None is in District 3, only one. So there's no more upcoming launches. In fact, the last land, when you take a look at this, there is limited land supply. Landmark is here. And surrounding it are all the commercial property at Chinatown. So the dark blue is actually all the commercial property. So all this orange color is residential site. So this plot ratio of 3.7, which is where Landmark is sitting, this site here is the Landmark condos that we're talking. It is surrounded by commercial property. So seriously speaking, there's limited supply of residential land in Outram area. So what about the last government land sales site? It happens 11 years ago. So 11 years ago, there is a site that is sold. And today, the development that is sitting on top is the Dorset Hotel and also Dorset Residences, which was sold in 7 September 2009. It's like quite long ago because there's not much land sales in this location. So even the Landmark came from en bloc sales because there's no land sales over the last 11 years. So why so? If you take a look at the planning area in Singapore. In Singapore, there are 55 planning areas. So Outram Park is one of the 55 planning areas. That is one of the lowest numbers of non-landed residential supply. So if you take a look at the rest of the supplies, that is the number of units, all right, number of non-landed units at the end of second quarter 2020. Which estate or planning area has the highest number? We have Bdrm. And the higher areas, which other estates? Right, there you are. These are all the higher areas. How about the low numbers of non-landed residential supply? Outram is one of them. Okay, museum is one of them. All right, I think you know where is museum, where near SMU and where is Mandai? Wow, this is like jungle, SAF training. And then Sembawang, okay, Southern Island, and wow, it says Woodlands. So there you are. Outram has one of the lowest number of non-landed residential supply. Supply low, chance is that price will pick up over a long run. Okay, so let's take a look at the future land parcel. Wow, you are so sharp. You spotted some orange color site that is near to the landmark. You probably want to ask me this question. Hey, what about all these sites here? Okay, these are some of the student hostels that is here, HDBs that is here, and over time, all these 99 years reach, okay, now it's possibly more than half of their lease period. Eventually, they will be demolished. And what do you think will be here? This is residential land sitting in Prime District 3, okay? Most likely will be used for condo in the long run. Now, what about all these other areas that are subjected to detailed planning, which will possibly won't take the next 30 to 40 years, possibly over the next 10, 15 years? All these may be released by URA for sales, government land sales. And currently, one per bank is here, and the landmark is here. So what is this big U utility, or U stands for utility? It's actually a service reservoir, a covered service reservoir. So you cannot have a property that sits on top of the covered service reservoir, right? So the whole 𝕃𝔸ℕ𝔻𝕄𝔸℉ here, there's no more land that is used for development. So what this means? Limited supply. So the upcoming residential land parcel in Outram area from GRS is seriously limited. And of course, there's a chance that Outram area land sales may come from potential en bloc. For those of you who want to buy en bloc property, maybe you can take a look here. It's called Manhattan House. So Manhattan House was put out for collective sales in the year 2019 and for 300 million. And that's convert to per square foot per plot ratio of 1,681, which is like $200 more than the existing site, which is next to it, the landmark condos. So there you are. The surrounding old condominium is trying en bloc. So that round in 2019 failed. But what could be the potential launch price if it would have gone successful? Okay, if you believe that land costs in Singapore will continue to go up, then this is what is going to happen. The current average resale condo in District 3 is priced about $2,000 PSF resale. So I'll give you some examples. For condos that is TOP in 2013, like Sporywood Residences, its current resale price over the last 1 year, September 2019 to September 2020, is at 1,915 PSF. Right, those at residences that I've said that it's the land sales that is launched 11 years ago, current resale price is 1,985 per square foot. And the newer properties like Sporywood Suites is priced at 2,002 per square foot. So these are the resale prices that is already transacted. It's called CMA. It's competitive market analysis. It's at $2,000 PSF. So if I use the apps, IERA apps, okay, to find out what is the new sales price versus the resale price in this location, new sales actually command a 32% premium as compared to resale in this location. So if resale is going at $2,000 per square foot, guess what will be the new launch residential sites at Outram? It could have launched at 2006. So if it's not because of the pandemic COVID-19 that is currently still creating that fear factor in the market, the developer could have just launched at 2006 per square foot. I don't think they'll be launching at 2006 per square foot, but when the pandemic is over and when the crisis is over, then this will be the price for future launches at Outram planning area. So in the future, the construction costs will also be rising due to COVID-19. And of course, the Outram Park, the landmark was purchased before the construction cost increment, and due to the fact of COVID-19 measures. So in the future, the developments that is, of course, will have to factor in the higher construction costs, and the price will definitely be higher. Okay, I have finished on point number 1. Is everybody still awake? Okay, let me go into point number 2. Point number 1, I'll just talk about right pricing. Let's talk about point number 2. Less numbers, more images. Okay, images from URA. So it's about growth catalyst. So if it's a growth catalyst, I will have to refer to growth area in Singapore. Growth area is determined by URA. It's not determined by ERA. It's not determined by me. It's determined by the government. So the government of Singapore has proposed to develop all these locations. Look at all these locations. These are all the growth area. From the Woodland Regional Centre, Seletar Regional Centre, the Bidadari, Changi Airport, all right, Tengah Forest Town, Jurong Innovation District, Jurong Lake District, One North Singapore Silicon Valley, Great Southern Waterfront, Kallang Riverside, Palembang Central, and the Changi Business Park. These are all the growth catalysts in Singapore. But tonight, because of the landmark, I will be talking about Greater Southern Waterfront and the Southern Gateway of Asia, which is so close to the landmark. Of course, the landmark is not sitting inside the Greater Southern Waterfront, which is the next super growth area that will present to us the mega waterfront projects. All right, that is stretching all the way from the former Pasir Panjang Power District, Keppel Club, and Mount Faber in the next 5 to 10 years. Very exciting master plan here, and very, very, very interesting, because the one that is coming up this 1 year is Keppel Club. Keppel Club lease will expire on 31st December 2021, and Keppel Club redevelopments will comprise of 9,000 new homes. Okay, 9,000 new homes include public and private housing, HDB and condos, equals 9,000 new homes. Here, this is where Keppel Club is, where the golfers play golf here. These are the 9-hole golf course here. So this golf course will be bye-bye. Have to be gone for government land sales. So be HDB that's facing the sea, or condos that is facing the sea. Want to buy a condo here? I want to book your HDB MOV flat here. Very nice location, facing the sea. Okay, what do you think of the price? Facing the sea price. Obviously, the price will be higher, very much beyond your imagination now. Okay, well, I shall not talk about that further. Let's talk about this location here. Has some similarity with a new town known as Bidadari. Do you know that Bidadari also have about 9,000 homes? Actually, to be exact, it's 10,000 homes. So I want to do a case study to show you what is the Bidadari effect, so that you will know that there will be a growth catalyst called the Greater Southern Waterfront, which has its effect also. So this redevelopment that is in the Keppel Club redevelopment is slated to begin in the year 2022, which is just about 2 years, possibly 1 year plus from now. It's not far away, yeah? It's only about 1 year plus from now. Okay, and the landmark is only about 1.5 kilometers away from the Greater Southern Waterfront. That is like 1.5 meters away from Cantonment MRT, which is incomplete. Okay, so I say Bidadari, so I want to take an example to show you Bidadari and the project that is 1.5 km away from that Woodley MRT stations. Okay, so if you want to take a look at Bidadari estate, it has 10,000 new homes. The plan for Bidadari was announced in 2013 master plan. Remember or not? That was 7 years ago. So used to have cemetery in that location. So that plot of the cemetery land has been currently sitting on top is HDB flat rate. So it's very fast. There is like 7 years ago master plan. So can you imagine the 2019 master plan of the Greater Southern Waterfront? 7 years later, what will it be like? It's just like this. Okay, Bidadari is now full of HDB flats. So Bidadari estate itself is 10,000 homes. It's like this. And there is a project that is like 1.5 kilometer away from Woodleigh MRT stations. So when Bidadari is up, you know, there is projects that's next to the MRT stations that is like the Woodleigh Residences and also Park Colonia. Of course, these are developments that will enjoy the growth of Bidadari estates. And similarly for capital developments that is next to the MRT station and Harbourfront will also enjoy the capital growth. The entry price of it, cost also will be different. Okay, so if you look at Bartley Residences, it's like 1.5 kilometer away. Let's take a look at what is the Bidadari effect on Bartley Residences. Okay, interesting. So Bartley Residence was launched here. The first transaction I got from the IERA apps is done in January 2012, and its averaging price is 1,471 per square foot. Well, during that launch of 1 year, the averaging price is from here to here. So there is actually units that is sold at $1,000 per square foot, 1097 in May 2013 during this launch period. And there's also units that are selling different prices. So this is what I'm trying to tell you during the launch period. There is the dollar cost average for developer launch at different prices. So there you are, the high volume here is during the launch period. But the high price and the low price is minus 25%. The spread is about 25%. Okay, so at 2013, the government introduced cooling measure, stringent cooling measure. And at the same time, September 2013, Bidadari Master Plan's announcement. And this caused the uptick in Bartley Residences, because most of the development that faces the challenges of all these cooling measure has been suppressed, and the price actually came down from in 2013, especially units that is in Rscr and CCR. So in this case, the Bidadari projects like Bartley Residences, okay, sitting on the this district here actually has an annualized rate of return of 2.06%, which is 16.32% growth since 2013. It never came down, it actually went up 16%. Currently, it's hovering on an average of 1,276 per square foot for this development. So, to me, Bidadari has its effect on projects that is even around 1.5 kilometer away from the nearest MRT in that growth area. So will the future Greater Southern Waterfront benefit the capital redevelopment only, or including the landmark, like what happens in Bidadari? Okay, so there is some growth catalyst for you to ponder over. So now let's talk about the next effects, which is very interesting. This is the Millionaire Hdv Effects. Now, as much as the debate on, there's only a small numbers of HDB owners selling their flats at more than 1 million, but indeed, isn't this windfall the reasons of recent huge echelon of new home sales that's coming from that MOP HDB BTO flats owner? I mean, getting themselves attending all the webinars that the agencies is conducting, and fully understand that on the least decay asset value of HDB flats, many HDB owners at MOP would like to sell away their flats and upgrade themselves into their condominiums so that they can sit on that fast wagon in capital gain in terms of asset progression and asset growth. So there is a huge effect for properties that is sitting near to the Millionaire Hdv estate. So let's take a look at some of these estates. Case study on the HDB Millionaire effect. Let's talk about Dawson. Dawson is sitting in Rscr District 3. All right, that Queenstown area. And Dawson Estates has more than 1,007 potential buyers. And in fact, they make headlines over the past few months that $1 million HDB units at Sky Terrace at Dawson's sold during circuit breaker. And during circuit breaker, it sold $1 million. And Dawson HDB flat crossed that $1 million threshold soon after MOP. So there are so many, potentially 1,007 potential millionaires here, okay, that will have that positive effect on nearby new launches and resale condo. And guess what? Sterling Residences benefited, I think, from Sky View at Dawson's. And all this evidence is shown here from the charts that we plot from IERA Market Trend X. It shows that before Dawson MOP, the price gain of the new launch by Sterling Residences is 6.7%. But shortly after the Dawson MOP, the price actually rise steeper at 8.3%. So you can see that initially it's launched at 1,007 plus, then become 1,008 plus, then from 1,008 plus become $2,000 per square foot. So the demands from seller of Dawson HDB further support the growth of the Sterling Residences. This is what I meant by the Millionaire Hdv Effects. It does have some positive effects on new launches that is near to it. Okay, because there's always this buyer behavior. I mean, over the many years that I'm in the real estate industry, the buyers of an estate will usually buy back properties that is in that estate. Why? Number one, their relative stays in that estate. Okay, they are familiar with the estates, and there's a reluctance to leave their friends in that estate. So they'll buy, even they'll upgrade back to their estates. So that's the reason why the new homes or the resale home will do very well if it's near to all the millionaire HDB owner. So let's have another case study. This case study is in Tiong Bahru View. Okay, also in District 3. The MOP is this year. Haven't you seen this report that the 5-room flat in Tiong Bahru View was sold for 1.14 million? Wow, from 1 million now to 1.1, huh? So it's like getting higher. So this is in July 2020, which is just like a few months ago, huh? Okay, so which property is near Tiong Bahru View? My friends, it is Avenue South Residences. So Avenue South Residences initial launch is like this, hovering around this price. Okay, it's like 1,950, then it's still 1,917. So when Tiong Bahru goes MOP, guess what? It hits more than 2,000 now. It's on the way to 2,001. So it have gone up by 7%. Okay, so it's evidence that there is a positive effect on asset growth from MOP HDB flats owner. Okay, another case study. Wow, this one record breaking. It's the Pinnacle at Duxton. 5-room flat set resale record at 1.26 million. My goodness, do you guys know where is Pinnacle at Duxton? Everyone here knows, right? That iconic HDB flats. You know, I know, everyone know, but do you know that there's a 5-room that is just sold at 1.26 million? And these properties here is MOP in 2014. And 2014 till now is like 6 years ago, and it's still selling at this high price of 1.26 million. And of course, which condominiums or new launch benefited a lot from Pinnacle at Duxton? Yes, there you are. There's Sky Everton. So you know, my colleagues who did that Sky Everton's project, wow, it's like the units so fly off the shelf. So there you are. Sky Everton's benefit a lot from Pinnacle at Duxton, and this effect is truly felt that within a year, in fact less than a year, June 2019 to September 2019, see that price growth is almost 11%. Very strong price growth from that Pinnacle effects. So ladies and gentlemen, right now Landmark is sitting between Pinnacle at Duxton and Tiong Bahru View with a distance of about 1 kilometer away. What do you think? Will there be Millionaire Hdv Effects on the landmark condo? Think about it. There will be another 850 potential Millionaire Hdv MOB flat upgrader in District 3 in 2021. So besides the two huge Tiong Bahru MOB Millionaire flats and Pinnacle MOB Millionaire flats, there's also another 850 potential Millionaire Hdv flats that's coming at Bukit Merah. Do you think this gives all the support that is needed for this new launch at the landmark? Will these strong demands provide price support upside for the landmark? Think about it. Okay, fourth point. All still okay? Okay, I'm still within my timing. Let's move on. Point number 4, investment insights. SGH Campus Master Plan Effect. Now, very often when you drive past this location, which is after CDU, you exit from this Outram, you will drive past a lot of construction site. And that's because SGH Campus rejuvenization is part of that catalyst that will bring up that location vibrancy. Okay, the SGH campus expansion plan is actually the largest medical campus when completed. So it's going to be a vibrant, community-friendly space in this part of Singapore. I was just joking with our KEO that, hey, one day we'll come here, you know. As we go old, we need medical attention. Hey, one day we'll be coming here. I say, why is it so negative? I say, no, it's not negative. It's like future plannings. You need to go hospital, right? So this is like the largest hospital and the medical support is very good. Because you take a look at it, there is a lot of things coming this way for medical support. And that land size, guess what? Is 43 hectares, which is 86 soccer fields. Hey, you guys play soccer, right? You know what is one soccer field size, right? Or if not, you watch soccer, right? This is 86 numbers of soccer fields. It's very, very big. So it's a 3 integrated zone and 1 new models of care and whatever is said here. I only know that it's like an 86 soccer field here. It's very big. And of course, the landmark is not very far away. It's like 800 meters away. Okay, can you imagine 2 round the stadium? That is like 800 meters. You take a walk 2 round the stadium, it's like 10 minutes. Right? So 10 minutes walk from the landmark to SGH campus. So landmark is so near. So if we talk about that facilities here, okay, what is going to happen or already completed? So the academic, the National Heart Center already completed. Okay, the phase 1 over here that is coming, the new buildings will be completing in 2022 and 2023. And that includes Outram Community Hospital that will open 7 December 2001. Already opened in 7 December 2001. So we'll study a bit of case study here on the effects on surrounding condos. I'll show you later. Okay, and phase 1 that is not completed are all these. National Cancer Center, Singapore General Hospital, SingHealth, phase 1, and National Dental Center, SingHealth. Phase 2 after phase 1, that means beyond 2023. Okay, there will be SGH phase 2, specialist service from National Neuroscience Institution, and KK Women and Children Hospital will be coming this way too. So there is so many hospitals over here occupying the 80 over soccer field. So this is what I want to show you on case study. The nearest is Dorset residence. It is about that time, that the opening of Outram Community Hospital. Let's see what is the effect on Dorset residences. Okay, which is only about 250 meters away from SGH campus. So we know that if I were to take that IERA and I plot that chart here, I'll be able to see that in September 2010, which is 10 years ago, that price actually is like 1,007 during its launch. This is the time when it's launched, about 10 years ago. So when it's launched, I remember that it sold off quickly. Within half a year, all this is almost all fully sold. So it is sold at about 1,008 PSF. I mean, during that time, we felt that, hey, the price is like a bit on the high side. Yeah? Of course, the remainder units is even priced higher. And eventually all fully sold. That is like 2002, 2004, and even 2005. All right, so price have actually went up from 2007 to 2005. That is like 39% on the annualized returns of 12.89%. Not bad, you know. This is very good annualized return. Then came the cooling measure in 2013. And the cooling measure, like I said, always hammered all the property prices, and it came down all the way back to 2009. From 2005 to 1,961 PSF. Okay, then the good news of opening of the Outram Community Hospital does have some positive effect. Okay, so annualized rate of growth over the last 2013 to 2020 is the last 7 years is only 0.95%. And right now in this year alone, it has gone up by 2.82%. All right, thanks to the opening of the Outram Community Hospital in December 2019. So that Outram Community Hospital does have revived growth for those set residences. What do you think? All right, I think there is some effects here. And will the landmark be able to enjoy more of the SGH campus expansion, phase 1, the rest of the hospital, and phase 2 effects after 2023? Now, think carefully. In an aging population like Singapore, more medical demands is necessary. And some of the condominiums and housings that is near to the hospital, particularly one that is so big like the SGH campus, thus has a lot of demand for medical homes. Okay, so this makes very good investment returns in terms of rental yield. Okay, the last point of this evening that I want to share with you is about MRT effects. Okay, by now all of us know that, hey, you're going to buy a property that's as close to MRT as possible. The chances of en bloc is higher in the long run. At the same time, the capital gain is better if it's next to MRT. Absolutely correct. But of course, it also depends on your entry price. Because the nearer to the MRT, the more convenient it is, maybe the entry price is even higher. But having said that, the properties that is away from the MRTs, that is not so close to the MRT, does has the MRT effects too. Okay, let's take a look. Upcoming MRT stations in the whole of Singapore right now, till all the way to 2029 in the next 10 years, before 2030 happens. This is what is going to open. These are all the stations. These are all the MRT lines. Okay, so the one that we are eyeing is the upcoming one, the next big thing. The next big thing is not the Cross Island Line Stage 1, that is 2029. The next big thing is this, Thomson East Coast Line. This is the next big thing. So if you are a savvy property investor, you look at here, that is the Thomson East Coast Line. So by now, if you have been studying landmark, okay, which MRT station is near? It's the Outram Park Station. That is Stage 3, 2021. This is the future Thomson East Coast Line. Altogether, there's 32 new stations along the Thomson East Coast Line with 8 interchange stations. Okay, so interchange stations like east go to west, north go to south, north-east line, circle line, downtown line, so many lines in Singapore. And among all these, Outram Park Station is one of the few triple line interchange in Singapore. Okay, for those of you who take MRT, which MRT stations has triple line, is a triple line interchange in Singapore right now? Anyone? Which MRT station is a triple line MRT station in Singapore right now? Okay, can't guess. So smart are you? But your name is so unique. Excuse Vajujabra. You guess to be God. Absolutely excellent. You must be a savvy investor. Never write your proper name. Okay, so there you are. Absolutely correct. It's to be God. But in Singapore, There's two more that's coming. One is the Outram Park station, and another one, guess, where's the other stations? SQ, where's the other station? Can't guess, right? Then allow me to share with you. It is here. Marina Bay, yes. So the triple line interchange is Marina Bay, Outram Park, and Dhoby Ghaut. So Thomson East Coast Line has two triple line MRT stations. And interestingly, the landmark is very close, like Avenue South 1 Pearl Okay, the landmark is also very close to Outram Park Station. In fact, it is 550 meters away from this station and 400 meters away from the existing Chinatown station. Okay, let's do some study here. Just now I said the nearer the better or the further the better from the MRT station. As long as you are within 1 kilometer is considered near, but of course if you are 50 centimeters away from the MRT station is the best, but the price that you're paying maybe is higher. But let's take a look at an example here. Okay, before I go to that, when will landmark TOP? It's at 2025. Okay, landmark will TOP in 2025. So right now, the Thomson East Coast Line, by the end of this year, Stage 2, Springleaf, Lentor, Mayflower, Bright Hill, Upper Thomson, Caldecott will be ready, hopefully. Otherwise, it's a few months delay due to COVID-19. Then Stage 3, Outram Park will be ready. So next year, Outram Park will be ready even before the condo is ready. And then Stage 4, the east side, all right, Marine Parade, Sikra, Bayshore, all these will be ready by 2023. And by the time 2025, all these will be ready. So the nearby Outram Park station that is open in 2021, when landmark TOP in 2025, the connectivity of Thomson East Coast Line is all ready. So you can easily get a tenant. Okay. Having said that, what's so big deal about this triple line interchange station? So what will happen to the home price when Outram Park station? Of course, I think it will go up. It will gain in terms of convenience and comfort. All right, commuters that, who want to stay in these locations will buy condos that's near to this location. So if you are buying condos like in Dhoby Ghaut, okay, let's take a look at Dhoby Ghaut example. Dhoby Ghaut, we have that circle line that was opened in April 2010. So how did the private homes price react when Circle Line opened to transform Dhoby Ghaut into a triple line interchange? Oh, that is like 10 years ago. Okay, so let's take a look at the surrounding properties. All right, it's like the Dhoby Ghaut MRT station is next to Sophia Hill. It is like quite similar. That one is like Pearl Hill, this is Sophia Hill. So Dhoby Ghaut MRT station next to it is Sophia Hill, and Sophia Hill you have Sophia Residences, which is 340 meters away, and Wiki Studio is 540 meters away. Okay, so let's take a look at what happened to Sophia Hill and Wiki Studio. Okay, Sophia Residences from the IERA market trend, we are able to screenshot this. It was launched in July 2009. And the average price of launch is 1605. Okay, all the way to April 2010, the price is about 1,004. So the launch price is 1,004 to 1,006, 1,472 to 1,006. Okay, so the opening of the Dhoby Ghaut Circle Line in April 2010 does give a lot of support to the Sophia residents by an capital gain of 17.43% over the last 10 years. So the price now is about 1,007 plus. Okay, so that's give an annualized rate of return of 1.55%. Okay, this is Dhoby Ghaut MRT station, 340 meters away. Okay, as close as possible. All right, it is priced between 1,004 to 1,006. So what about Wiki Studio? Wiki Studio is priced at 1,000 to 1,006. Okay, during the launch time in 2007, and it came down all the way to $1,000. That is annualized rate of loss, it's like 19%. Actually, the remainder units already sell at a low price. Okay, so but then from what we observe, in April 2010, because at that level of $1,000 per square foot, till right now $1,004 per square foot, even though it's 540 meters away from the 𝕃𝔸℉𝔻𝔻℄ station, the annualized rate of return is 4.32%, which have a capital gain of 42% after the announcement of the 𝕃𝔸℉𝔻𝔻℄, after the opening of the 𝕃𝔸℉𝔻𝔻℄ circle line. So the tips here is this. If you want to buy property next to MRT, okay, these are all the properties that is next to the Thomson East Coast Line MRT. Okay, there's a lot of virtual tour that you can book with ERA agents. You can book with ERA agents to go through all these virtual tour. But there again, tonight I'm talking about the landmark at Outram Park. It's 530 meters away, and this is the estimated TOP date. Okay, so what do you think? Will the landmark be able to enjoy the upcoming MRT station effect? Well, I've given you 5 investment insights of the landmark. So a recap of what we have shared with you this evening is: number 1, right pricing. The entry level price will actually determines your future profits. So navigate carefully, compare the pricing carefully. ERA salesperson will review it, assist you at the launch day. If you are looking at landmark to be your next property purchase, then with the help of ERA teammates, I'm sure we'll be able to help you to get the best possible price during the launch day. So because price is so crucial at the entry. So next is the growth catalyst. So be rest assured there are some good effects in this location. There's the growth effect of that greater southern waterfront. There's not just property sitting in that growth area, which will be priced possibly beyond your imagination. So it is also for property that's close to that growth catalyst, like Greater Water Southern Front. The landmark is also close to the Greater Water Southern Front. And historical effects of the Greater Southern Waterfront have also shown the property near to that growth area like Bidadari has also have a positive effect. So the HDB Millionaire is another thing that we discussed tonight, because HDB owners who are millionaire do have the financial ability to upgrade to a condo and new condominiums. So it provides that support and that demand for new launches. So therefore, provide the capital gain effects, okay, for nearby new launches. And the landmark is sitting right in between the Tiong Bahru's and the Pinnacle at Duxton's HDB Millionaire. And of course, the up and coming Bukit Merah MOP HDB flats, altogether 850 of them, is also coming this way next year. So it will certainly have some positive effect on new launches in the Pearl Hill locations. And number 4 is the SGH expansion effects. Now we are just part of phase 1. I mean, by the time we go to phase 2 and end of phase 2, just right the time 2025 when the landmark goes TOP, this will provide all the catalyst effect for tenant and also capital gain in this location. And number 5 is the MRT effects. You don't have to sit next to the MRT, all right? Besides the convenience and the comfort, there's also the price issue, okay? But something a bit further away from MRT, as long as it's within 1 kilometer mark, the positive effect is also very apparent. So with that, the landmark also will enjoy the MRT effects. So, well, that's conclude my presentation tonight, but like all the webinars that I've done for the ultimate consumer seminars, I always choose to use the quotes from wise men to summarize today's presentations. And this is what I have for you. Taken from the 32nd President of United States, since this, there's a presidential elections that is going on in the United States. This is from the 32nd President, Franklin D. Roosevelt. He says this: real estate cannot be lost or stolen, nor can it be carried away. True. Purchased with common sense, yes. Paid for in full. To me, I believe in leveraging. Over here, paid for in full also can. And manage with reasonable care. Definitely with reasonable care in Singapore. It is about the safest investment in the world. And in this part of the world, Singapore. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your attention. It is indeed my pleasure to spend this evening together with you.